what made you decide on engineering?
Oh man, you'll see in my second episode with Michael, I talk about that a bit with him, but it's mostly because it's a nice mix between engineering and well, maths and physics, I should say.
Okay.
Like, oh, you weren't even there in year 13.
No, I went to Richmond College.
Yeah, you want to, oh man.
I
So,
failed.
yeah, I mean, I didn't want to say it. Stupid ass. Like,
Yo, Brandon failed too, man. I don't know. Yeah.
yeah, no, I failed first year at uni, so we're all losers out here. But nah, I wanted to do maths and physics at first, and that's what I applied for at most of my unis. But then I thought about it in detail at one point, because first Oxford and Bristol they said like we think you're more suited for engineering, so I'm like, okay, fine, I'll change it for that uni because otherwise I would have got rejected for physics.
Yeah.
And then I realized if I like specialize in maths or physics, it's very niche. It's like one particular thing. Whereas if I do engineering, I can kind of go into any industry. And even though it's not substantially different to maths or engineering, I like the broad scope of being able to be like, okay, I can apply to Google or Tesla or like some bank or BBC. I can like a sound engineering role. Like there are so many different things I can do with my degree. And that broadness was just like, it's a no-brainer.
Outside coding in your engineering degree, do you have any other practical lectures or practical assignments?
Um,
Like, so
yeah.
say, well, compared to like, if say if you did physics, like, would physics have practical assignments, or would it all be theoretical based?
So maths would definitely be more theory. Physics would probably be, I guess in terms of my degree, it'll be a bit more activity based, but only because of labs. We don't really have labs, but we do have a lot of assignments in terms of like one of our modules called MDM is maths and data modeling.
Mm-hmm.
And having to model a real world situation in terms of numbers is a long process of coding and different stuff. And then we have other, I don't know the specific term for it, but it's like the topics that aren't specific in my engineering degree, but they're good for other eng degrees like electronics or fluids, which
Yeah.
enable me to go into a lab and talk about how engines work or how to make a calculator and all these different stuff that I don't really care about, but
Yeah.
it keeps us on our toes in it. It makes, and a lot of them are group based as well, which is kind of how the engineering world is like outside of uni and in terms of industry.
Hmm. So I think you struck out then. You went for the better option, I'd say.
I think so. I mean, I was talking to one of my friends the other day about this was not the other day, this would have been after the general election.
Right.
And he was talking about whether or not uni should be free. And my strong point was that firstly it shouldn't be because most people that go is probably like a third of the population that's not really representative at all. And plus I feel like some degrees like mine should be worth or should cost a lot more. Like I don't really think guys that are doing history, for example, are really paying the right amount because they don't really need anything other than
Oh, that was
books.
very shade in my end. Like, guys are doing music. No, I get you. Yeah, I'd say how it's all like a flat base is better than say engineering. It's cost 12,000, music 9,000, and from 9 to whatever.
Yeah.
But then how would you factor in Scotland then?
I mean, I don't know exactly how the system is. It's just free for residents, right?
Yeah. So say if you're a resident, you're a Scottish resident
Or citizen, sorry.
or citizen, would you not want to keep a free university education? If you were Scottish.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know the numbers in Scotland, but if it's free, I'm not going to complain, obviously. But I will still always argue that you should be paying for what you get.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Because otherwise, like Michael talked about this yesterday as well, which you'll see soon too. But he was saying how he felt like he was paying for other degrees in the sense of he's going to be earning a lot of money, and the money he pays is going to cover the guys that don't earn enough to cover their student loan debt. And it's annoying because a lot of us are being screwed over by the fact that, some people can't afford to pay it off over time. Some of us can. And the ones who can are paying so much more to balance out the sheets. And in that regard, like if they just charged us more in the first place and charged the other guys less to start with, like the whole worthlessness of your degree wouldn't really matter because it would be a means to an end as opposed to like a blanket rule. Even now, like lecturers are on strike because they're not even getting pension or whatever. I don't know the specifics, but it's like the finances aren't even right as it is. So there's obviously an issue somewhere.
Going back to what you're saying just then, what I found completely sad on my end, and this also relates back to when I was in first year compared to when I was in third year, right? So in my third year, to catch up on like a whole bunch of mixing techniques and stuff that I could actually use for my final major project.
Yeah.
I just went onto YouTube. And you think, wow, he spent $9K just to go on YouTube and type in a few words. I mean, when you say it like that, that is sad, right? And then I graduated. Yeah, thankfully, I'm not going to say with what, but graduated.
Congratulations!
And I got two. I got a 2-1, right? But
that's very good.
Well, someone who did YouTube. Yeah, I'm glad I did. When I was thinking during that time of putting together my project, I was like, what the heck have I been doing? Like before. When applying to universities, I was debating, should I actually do music? Because I mean, this is way before I watched the X video.
Yeah,
I was like, just out of a practicality sense, Ed Sheeran didn't go to university. A whole bunch of people uploaded on SoundCloud and just get it. You can build a following from YouTube and SoundCloud if that's what you want. Yeah. What would you going to university accomplish in terms of music? And I was torn between that and criminology. Because I also really liked doing psychology at school. So I was like, I mean, if music ever failed me, I could do psychiatry or something like that, or just about the mind more. But I don't know why I was just swayed into the idea that, oh yeah, going to university would be great. Going to a music university would be great. One, because the course is apparently very good. And two, I can meet like-minded people in the arts department and grow a network from there. Didn't plan out that way, but
Yeah.
So sometimes I look back and I'm like, I don't regret going to music to do music, but sometimes I look back and think, what if, what if I did criminal? But we'll never know what if is, because it's the real world and we don't live in those times.
Yeah.
Deluded.
Sadly. It's mad. I mean, I do feel like a lot of the music artists I listen to are ones that either didn't go to uni, or like J. Cole, for example, he did go to college, but he did music part-time, like as a side hustle.
Yeah.
Would you ever feel like, I mean, obviously you said you don't regret it, but if you could go back, would you do things differently?
I would still be... doing music, 100%. Doing music as a job is 100% what I want to do, right?
Yeah.
But going back, I'd say yes. I would have done like criminology or psychiatry or something. I don't know if that completely contradicts what I said earlier, but
no. I mean,
if I had a second go, then yeah, I'd say do a different course, but then still do music. Because music's what I want to do, but then like the other course would be my fallback option.
Yeah, for sure.